neighbors see that you might need help, forget it. I ain't helping my brother out. Let him forget it the best way he can. But sometimes I'll come through and help you. I don't know. So the Samaritan came by and helped the gentleman up and got him to a place. And the gentleman didn't have no money or nothing, but the Levite, the Samaritan was a good guy. He took and said, fix him up, fix him a room to stay, and when I come back to again, whatever else I owe you, I will pay. See how good God is? But anyway, it said in this lesson this morning, I talked to another gentleman. I didn't know it was teaching Sunday school. That's he was teaching that how to shepherd my life. And it said this month, his month to teach this month. So, okay. But anyway, attitude and actions. Let me just read it. And the key verse says, and the Lord said unto him, now do ye Pharisees make clean the outside of the cup and the platter, but your inner part is full of raven and wickedness. Let me read it again. Just keep that in your mind right here. And the Lord said unto him, now do ye Pharisees make clean the outside of the cup and the platter, but your inner part is full of raven and wickedness. You know, that outside appearance, a lot of times we're going to make an outside appearance shine. People say, oh, he or she, they good at that outside appearance. But what about that inside appearance? How is it? And that's what more or less what our lesson is about, that inward appearance. You know, I can make things look good to you on the outside. You might see me, you see people driving the car, and, well, they up there, but what about that inner appearance? How do they associate with the world? You know, a person might be a preacher, a deacon. I just use those people for church people, and they might do all sorts of things. Talk to you. But what about in the week time? Did they speak to you? Did they talk to you? Say a kind word? Kind word goes a long way sometimes. But they might not say something. I've experienced it before. I've seen some preachers. But now, it goes both ways. I should have said something too. Now, the gentleman that I knew, he had done this right with him. He spoke. I knew him. Well, I didn't know the rest of them. But they didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing. So sometimes it works both ways. We might have to say something first for someone else to say something. Sometimes. And so that's why I said, it works both ways. But anyway, attitude we have sometimes can destroy a person's life sometimes. I'm talking about the spiritual part of it. That attitude. We might have that wrong attitude. But anyway, he's talking to a Pharisee in this lesson here. Let me go to this few verses. I'm reading from the NIV, yes, please. We'll read them. While he was speaking, the Pharisees invited him to dine with him. That's verse 37. So he went in, took his place at the table. Verse 30 said, the Pharisee was amazed to see that he did not first wash before dinner. Then, 39, then the Lord said to him, now you Pharisees, clean out the outside of the cup and of the dish, but inside you are full of greed and wickedness. Verse 40, you fools, do not the one who make the outside make the inside also? So give for alms those things that are within, and see, everything will be clean for you. Verse 42, but woe to you, Pharisees, for your tithe is and root and herbs of all kinds, and neglect justice and the love of God. It is these you ought to have practiced without neglecting the other. Woe to you, Pharisees, for you love to have the seat of honor in the synagogue and to be great with respect in the marketplace. Woe to you, verse 44, for you are like unmarked graves, and people walk over them without realizing it. Attitude and action. While verse 30, while he was speaking, so Pharisees invited Jesus him to dine Now, we know that, that in 70 years, the Pharisees, when they're back in Jerusalem, they was kind of, I ain't say the elite group, but they was kind of more or less established the things back like it was. They're making the rules, the regulations to go by, but sometimes we do make rules and regulations go by, we make them fit ourselves, where that, if, I'm okay. I got this rules set up, like, don't I set myself certain rules and guidelines that trying to stay within line with the Baptist doctrine, but just a little bit to fit their purpose, and then that's what we're going to stand by. Well, we got this kind of line up with, but is it right? Is it right? But anyway, the Pharisees, they was there back in Jerusalem, they tried to set up some ideas, and they set up a place of worship or the synagogue. And so they kind of changed the rules just a little bit. In Moses' time, he said, give a tenth to the king for tithe and stuff. And most things were set up, but the Pharisees kind of changed it just a little bit. That give alms and sometimes some herbs and stuff. So it kind of deviate just a little bit from that tenth of tithe that God had originally set up. Like I said, we set up rules and guidelines that sometimes we might, to fit my purpose, hey, I'm okay. I think I'm okay. But in actual reality, I'm not okay, because if I don't set up that God's guideline, then I'm deviating from His principles. Same like sometimes when we work, we have certain products come in that is not right, but we'll set up a deviation, and it's, it'll work. All I got to do is sign off this deviation, and they do that a lot of times. I can make this work, and the product can go right anyway. Well, during work all the time, no, it don't work all the time. But anyway, that's what the Pharisees were setting up, a deviation. Well, hey, this will work right here. We just kind of pull back a little bit from what the original Moses law, the law said, give a tenth of the tithe and everything, and then give you an offering. But they kind of backed off and said, hey, you give herbs, and some of this already in the hatch to give. And I'm still within my guideline, supposedly. But all the time we're not. But anyway, it says in verse 6, while he was speaking, a Pharisee invited him to dine with him. So he went and took place at the table. So now Jesus here, most times we go to somebody's house, they invite us. We kind of follow their lead. I'll put it that way. We don't say nothing rational or try to not say nothing to be rude. I'll put it that way. We would go say, we don't be rude. We kind of follow their guidelines. Now, I'm not saying Jesus was rude and like, but he spoke his piece. If it's not right, then he gonna teach that it's not right. So here it says that. So he went and took his place at the table. So Jesus went and took his place at the table. Now, the Pharisees had certain places they sit at. They like to be the elite, to sit at the head. We like it sometimes. I'm not saying we here, but maybe let's say a group of people come in and they three-piece suit and everything, and they got doctorate degree. They might be some political leader in the community. I'm not saying we'll do it, but some churches you come on to the front, sit down. Now there too, there's some people might come in and have overalls on, whatever. You can sit back in the back. We don't want you sitting up here messing up our deal right here. Is that right? No. But anyway, Jesus come on in and sit down. Then the Pharisee, verse 30, the Pharisee was amazed to see that he did not wash before dinner. Like I said, if you go to somebody's house, you kind of follow the lead and do what they do. Well, Jesus didn't follow that lead. He does what he's supposed to do. He was there for a reason. Like I said, when sometimes you might go somewhere, I just said a club, and you're going there for a purpose. You're not going in there to be with the group. You're going in there to tell sister, brother, or sister, come on out. You don't need to be in here. Come on, let's go. And that's all you go. But see, now I say to people, one time, because of the mere appearance, people get things mixed up sometimes. the mere appearance can mess people up. But if you don't know the reason, then you should ask the reason, then you'll get the full of the time. But anyway, Jesus went in, he sat down, and then they said the Pharisees was amazed to see that he did not first wash before dinner. So now that they do all this ritual to wash, I mean, you need to wash your hands at this day and time for real. Because you don't know, I mean, everything is floating around. The pandemic's still on the rise. It ain't the pandemic's not going away. Let me put that right there. It's not going away. It's here to stay, just like the flu. It's been here for years, ages, and it's not going away. You know what? I don't know why we come up with new names for stuff when it comes up, sickness. We come up with a new name, but in actually reality, look at the flu and all that stuff. And that's part of the pandemic. Look how many people die each year of the flu or stuff. Look how many people die. They don't say like that. But as soon as the pandemic came through and all this, oh man, look what happened. The flu was probably associated with that also. But anyway, we got to come up with a new name. So Jesus come in, he said when he didn't wash his hands. No doubt the Pharisees, we got to say something about this. Hey, this thing right here, this man sitting there gonna have dinner was up. And he didn't wash his hands. Hey, something is wrong. But Jesus had a purpose. He's going to show them something. Hey, brothers really right all the time. So go on to verse. No, we would do the same thing. We say, hey, that's a can of water. If you got your seat, you got to pan water and wash your hands. We're going to have dinner. You might have steak, or whatever. I always say. But anyway, you're going to have something that laid out for them to eat. But you know what? Back when we used to work out in the field sometimes, and some of you can attest to that, we didn't wash our hands all the time. We didn't wash our hands all the time. We went on whatever they and then on back to work. But like I said, this day and time, you got to be careful, man. Because there's all kinds of diseases out there. This food. But anyway, going on to verse 39, Then the Lord said to him, now you Pharisees. Now he's getting ready to kind of drill them a little bit, give them a little lesson here, because they done got upset, no doubt, because Jesus didn't wash his hands before dining with them, and they just didn't like it. But they was trying to trap Jesus anyway. Anything they could come up with to try to trap Jesus, to say he was the divine one, that what they had was right. See, anytime when we come up, we challenge somebody, then if they can come up with everything, just say like both our parties, man, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. They come up with everything. Now, I'm going to say this and then I'll cut it out. We're seeing on the Republican Party, people still, if a man mess up in his political party and do all kind of wrong things now, and even the court is going to carry it to justice brought before him, and we still going to vote for that man, we still say the man is okay. Something must be wrong with the one saying that. Father, if there was somebody in the Democratic Party done all that the past president done, Paul name, he wouldn't get the rub. They'd be there to try to oust him. They would. They would. There ain't no doubt about it. Because this man has got much power, or even people is blinded. I'm going to say they're blinded because they're not following the truth. And even religious people now, some of the top religious churches in the United States, sanctioned our past president. He's all right. He's good for the people. All the damage that he's done, all the wrong that he's done, and he's good for our nation. Come on now, brothers and sisters. And plus, and then all our states trying to rid the black history. Trying to get out of the books. Look how Native Americans, what's going on with this world? What's going wrong? What's wrong? Something is wrong. But anyway, and they said the Pharisee clean then now he said, now you Pharisee clean the outside of the cup. Now, clean the outside of the cup and of the dish, but inside you are full of greed and wickedness. So now he's saying here, yeah, you clean outside, like I said, it outward appearance. You clean it outside the cup and you wash it up and everything. That don't make everything right. You know, because that person shines and speak good, eloquent word. Do that make anything right? Do you follow that person? Some people do, because they are false victims. Very vulnerable. To anything they said, oh man, that sounds good. That sounds good. What about your soul? What about it? What is he doing the right thing he's supposed to do? Is it? So, but inside you are full of reading. So now he said, you done this, you watched all this and that. But what about your inner appearance? What about that inside? Is your soul right? No. You trying to get over on your brother and sister, and you trying to tell them this is all right, but you got to follow me. You got to follow what the law said. But in the meantime, you kind of stretch it out a little bit where the law might lead to benefit you. So we see how these parties is doing today, how they're talking about doing it, certain things they should be doing, they're not doing. Now, I'm not going to say that everything the Bible is doing is right. You know, he don't do what the parties do, even when Obama was in power. He had a tough time going in. I mean, you know, he had a mark against him already, the color of his skin. That was a mark against him. But you know what? Something came out of that because he served 2 terms. Something was showing the United States, hey, this can happen. You know, they was figuring, hey, that second term, ain't no way in the world we're going to vote him back in. But he got back in. So God was a wake-up call for the United States. Hey, this man got in, you need to do right. You need to do right, yes. But anyway, and going on, he said that inner appearance what need to be shown. You need to shine. You don't have your hearts right. They're all messed up. So it said, verse 40, you fools, did not the one who made the outside made the inside also? They couldn't say nothing. Hey, God made you outside and he made the inside. It's by the power of God. And here you just thinking one way and you trying to set up rules for other people, for the poor class, that they can't even go by. You're not even worried about your brothers. Well, it's in the United States today. We kind of step over the poor people. Well, even the lower group of the middle class is being stepped over. Several people is falling victim to things that's going on within the United States. And we're not willing. We got right now, I think it's 600 and this is a few months ago, 650 something millionaires. 650 something. I was going to say billionaire, and that, but anyway, and most of them not willing, they're not going to give no one that giving them that money up to the FBI. Now, let me just put this, the only way they help out is they going to get something in return. You know, if I can I give $1 million, and I see where I'm going to make 10 million, I'm going to give that $1 million up to make 10 million. If I see where I can make 100, but I just give it 10 million, I'm going to do it. Because I got $90 million plus extra. I done tripled my money already. Well, more than triple. Almost 100-fold. So, when you talk about these millionaires, they say they give up this and that. Oh yeah, they do. But they make it, I guarantee you they are making in return. They're not going to give up nothing for nothing now. I'm not going to give you $1 for, I'm going to make something in return, no matter what. I'm making something in return. The Warren Buffetts and all them, the money that they're making, they talk about that solar energy thing they talk about, and all, they got a plan. The guy that owns Amazon, they got a plan. They got a plan. And if you're a billionaire, you're going to stay there. Your status is going to stay there because you got a plan. If I can get over on 100 million people, I'll do it. That's sad and bad. That people in the United States get over on people. And now move all our product to China and bring it back to the U.S. Is China taking some of our product? Even the company that I work with, half of the product now, they ship it over to China for the make over there, and they bring it back, and we don't hardly have just a few machines, have it, just that. They got more products every day that send to China, but she never had it, bring it back to the US. If it's wrong, it's okay. They have to scrap it, then bring some more in. We done sold out in the US. I'm not saying we, but as a whole, the US used to be the greatest nation in the world. But now it's just like it was the rest of it. But anyway, so verse 4 says, so give for alms those things that are within, and see everything will be clean for you. Verse 42. But woe to you, Pharisees, for your tithes and rude herbs of all kinds, and elect justice and the love of God. So, as I was saying, they kind of took that, when the law of Moses was set up, it said give a tenth of the tithe and offering to the whoever was in charge. But now they're saying, well, you can give this all kinds of herbs and stuff like that. That's kind of take the place. Well, they try to make it more harsh on the poor people because they say, well, you need to bring your tithe and stuff in. And you need to bring this in also. So let's put the burden on. So that's what the United States get taxation. The taxes. They keep going up with taxes. You ain't seen them go down. I know here in Tennessee, I think what was the next month was the month some of the stuff would cut the taxes back on. You have to pay taxes on food or something like that. But anyway, man, why would I even be paying taxes? My money pay for stuff this day and time. If I was president, I'd set out for the tax. I make what everybody would be applied and insurance thing program. I dismantle that thing and make it where it be for everybody. Every person that wasn't insured, they would have insurance to go and see nothing else. You know, in some of the European countries it's like that. Everybody would be having full insurance that they could take. But I'm not president. Verse 43. The love of God, and back up verse 4, the second part. It is these you ought to have practiced without neglecting the other. So it said that he said here in that verse, the last part of verse 42, that you should practice what both been practiced. And it said it is these you ought to have practiced. You ought to practice the right thing. Accept the law for tithes and offering. You ought to do that. And even if you set up something, you ought to practice. You don't set up something that you don't pay. You put the burden on somebody else. You put the burden on somebody else. That's what it does. That's how you got a poor class. They said middle class and rich class. One of them classes kind of cut out there. It might be just two classes, But in reality, you probably got about two groups of people in reality. You got the poor. Now you could say the middle upper class. But you got, now I said lower part of the middle class is you'd be in the poor class. You got a lot of people right there. It's on welfare, and on welfare system, they're trying to take that and trying to, if it wasn't up to the Republic, they probably dismantled it. So, even some of the Democrats talk about it too, so. And going on further, even when our Constitution was written, it said that all people was created equal. That's enough right there, but they don't even look at that right there no more. They probably trying to change the word in them, what it is change. Make amendments to the Constitution to change stuff. Every man was created equal. When they came over here, our forefathers, founding forefathers for the U.S. came over. There was already people here in the U.S. Already people was already here. Then they're going to write a constitution that all men are created equal. They weren't. They didn't practice what you say. You need to practice what you preach. That's what you tell me. You need to practice what you preach. So actually, after our forefathers that came over here, I ain't gonna say our forefathers came over. They said all men are created equal. But what about the Native American? It probably was some brown people. I always say brown or black. It was already here too, probably. More than likely was. But they said all men, but it be everyone that's on the You as Saul was created equal. But but our laws didn't practice that. They saw us as 1/3 of the person. And all these voting rights things they try to put on us. Even today they try to put, you don't have this, you don't have that, you can't vote. What's going on? What's going on? But anyway, in verse, another part, and he said, he's telling the Pharisees, you don't practice what you preach. You say one thing, but you're doing something else, and you're putting a hardship on your fellow brothers and sisters. Even the Jews that back then was back when they came out, the Pharisees had set up this guideline, and when the brothers and sisters came back from Babylon after 70 years, Pharisees, y'all shouldn't be doing this. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're not doing what you say you're doing, but you try to put the law on me, and you're not practicing what you're supposed to be practicing. Verse 1, woe to you Pharisees, for you love to have the seat of honor in the synagogue. That's what I was talking about earlier. When we might usher somebody in, a group there, put them on the front pew, and then somebody else in another group might be have overalls on, or maybe some most of the people, most of the Catholics on. We might not let them in. We might think they're proposed play, but they might be coming in to listen to the Word of God. And I mean, you got to be aware. But sometimes people can be right, and then people know always say, "Well, he get it back there." Then the people that drives up at the motorcycle, you might say, "Well, our house is full." You might have said, "Not welcome." But I mean, I'm not saying we would do it here. We would do it here. But there's times that people have pushed people away. I remember one time, it was on the news, and this was back in the late 60s or early 70s, the church, a great church in Nashville. They told the board of deacons, they told the pastor, look here, we don't want this in here. We don't. I say brown, we black. They don't need to be coming in here. You need to tell them they need to stay out. And this is back in, and he saw that he was doing the right thing, so he wound up leaving the church because what the board members said do, rather the church do. Because the board member had to do what the church said. He did pass that out. He stepped out because he said, not right. We all created. So things are still going on at this day and time. So verse 2 said, woe to you Pharisees, for you love to have the seat of honor in the synagogue and to be great with respect in the market. So they were all going to prestige, more or less. I'm his. You should look down to me. Look up to me, brother. You should look up to me because I'm in a place of authority. But Jesus was trying to tell that everyone was created equal. He called the preachers to preach, just preach the word. They can just do what they need to do in the church, and that's it. No one is great. No man is greater than the other. But let's realize that we're all brothers and sisters in Christ. And whatever it takes for us, the man that's speaking the word to get there, it takes the same for us. Now, it might be a little bit hard on him because he's preaching the word. But it takes the same. I mean, I can't buy my way here. Ain't no way. I can't buy it. But anyway, woe to you, for you are, verse 44, woe to you, for you are like unmarked graves. Let's talk about that time when we had graves where they washed away or washed off on the tombstone or whatever. They washed the grave and they couldn't, but you said y'all just walking there and have no remorse. A lot of times we don't show remorse. Fuck people, you know. We say one thing and have no remorse. We could care less. You know, you can cuss your brother and sister out, and that's it. And you have no remorse about it. You could think second about it. Hey, I done it, that's it. Wake up call. Wake up call. Woe to you, for you are like unmarked graves and people that walk over them without realizing it. So we see here that God is telling his Pharisees, hey, you ain't doing right, brother. You need to do right. Practice what you preach. What did the law of Moses said do? You trying to put a burden on these other folks, and hey, you need to tighten up your own self. But anyway, maybe something has been said or done that helped the church along the way. And I'm gonna read this. Remember this. We all have some areas of our lives that, if exposed, they would not be pleasant to our fellow brothers and sisters. Hopefully, it is these areas that we are working on, so that we will look more like the person God has called us to be. Since we are imperfect, not perfect, but imperfect, there are some areas that we never be without fault. We always gonna have fault. We might not do everything that we're supposed to do, but do it as close as you can according to the word. Which should cause us to be grateful for God's mercy. In our lesson, Jesus reminded us that these are some things that may or may not be accepted by the mass. Sometimes you do things that may not be accepted by the mass, but if you do the right thing, hey, everybody ain't gonna be with you. I'm just going to be honest with you. Everybody's not gonna agree with what you do. Long as you know you are right, stick by it. Don't let nobody change it. As long as you know it's right, man. If somebody can show you something different, you read it, well, I might not need to change it. But if you know you are right, stick by it. Don't change it. Don't let nobody change it, because eloquent speaking could come through. Oh, sister, brother, you read that wrong right there. And then you got to think, maybe they right. No, you stick with what you believe. If it's right, you stick by it. And if you can change them, you look at brother, hey, you ain't beating it right there. Don't get in an argument. If they don't want to listen, just forgive it. Go on, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And it says, Jesus reminded us that these are some things that may or may not be accepted by the mass. Everybody's not going to agree with you. But we should do our best to live our lives in such a way that He is pleased. As long as we do that, it will be all right. Any questions or comments? Yeah, I said something maybe. Yes, mentioned tonight.